we've got dual life lines, and you can see our drop-down cables. So with that double SRL that we have, we're just going to be able to go from one to the next to the next. Now, like I talked about, you have some mobility up here. You do not have bypass at the intermediate brackets. However, if you need a few more cables over in that area, it's very simple just to bypass that. All you have to do is go up and just kind of maneuver the ring through it, okay? So it's very easily, you know, it's easy to get past that. If you guys are doing a bunch of work over in this area and you need a couple people, you can do that,
I just
okay?
flip them over and, okay.
Exactly, yep. Now, on the ends, you guys can see the things that look like kind of like a ball. That's a shock absorber, okay? It's an inline shock absorber. If a fall occurs, to help dissipate some of the force of the fall, that thing's gonna tear out, okay? So if you come up here and you do a visual inspection of the system before you use it, one thing you're gonna look for is excess sag in the cable, okay? If you see some excess sag in the cable, look at the Zorbits first, okay? If they're tore out, that means the system's been impacted somehow. Now, all the years that I've been doing this, most of the damage that I see to systems is from like construction work or contractors' damage you get when they're doing work up there. If you guys are using this on a fairly regular basis, you guys will know if it's damaged, because really the only way up here it's going to get damaged is a fall, okay? I mean, we can't be hanging weights from these cables or anything like that, but that's really the only way I see this being damaged up here, because I don't see iron workers doing a lot of work up here or things of that nature. So those are the main things to look for. Your intermediate brackets, you don't have to worry about intermediate brackets. There's never going to be any deformation on the intermediate brackets because they're built really stout. So basically the things you guys are going to be looking for, excess sag in the cable and the shock absorbers on the end, the Zorbits.
Do we need to consider at all how many people are attached to a single line?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I believe it's 2 users per line.
Okay, so
Yep.
four people is
You can be up to 4 people.
Great.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, that's a good question. So, and you can see, I mean, you know, you guys are going to have a lot of mobility, especially if I take, you know, if you got this one, you can see how much mobility that I have here with, you know, that SRL. You guys shouldn't have any kind of issue whatsoever, okay? Now that you've seen it, you know, if we go back to the old 6-foot shock absorbing lanyard like I carry, a dual one, you could easily use that on this system itself too. You know what I mean? So it's not as heavy as that SRL. You know, that SRL, if you're up here working, you know, 3-4 hours, it's gonna get, you're gonna get tired carrying that thing. So, you know, it's just an option to think about. So, any questions? Rescue retrieval. Somebody falls, okay, and they're hanging over, you know, this rail or this rail. How do we get them up? How do we rescue them? If you guys, what's that?
We've been instructed to call 911.
Have you? Okay, so at least you guys have a plan. What's that?
That's our policy.
Awesome.
Yep.
Okay, as long as everybody knows how to react the same way, that's all we're looking for. Okay, because a lot of places, you know, we go to, we'll install systems, then we talk about rescue retrieval. The first thing they look at each other like, well, we never thought about that. Well, if somebody's hanging over the edge, you know, that's a long ways down. You know what I mean? So everybody needs to know how to react the same way, and we got to try to get them down in a safely manner.
What about wear and tear on the cable?
Good question. The cable, the systems themselves should be inspected annually by a competent person. Okay? Every year that inspection includes an inspection of the cable. Okay? This is an 8mm stainless steel cable. All right? You guys should have no wear in the cable whatsoever, not with these things, just traveling up and down. It should not be an issue. Okay? I've seen these things in steel mills. I've seen them all over. And wear and tear on the cable, I've never seen an issue with it. So. Any other questions? Okay, we like to end by saying that this is a dedicated system, and what I mean by that is this system is here. It's here 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. In my time doing fall protection, I dealt with 2 fatalities when it came to falls. And I'm gonna tell you both stories real quick. One of them was at US Steel in Gary, Indiana, and the guy was going in on his day off. He was actually at home packing up his house because him and his wife were moving back to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They needed some help changing out an axle on a bridge crane, and he just had to go in for a couple hours to help him out. Well, he had to go up onto the bridge. It was about 90 feet off the floor, and when he was up there, he slipped and fell. Hit the floor, and he severed his artery in his leg and ended up bleeding out on the floor, okay? He was only gonna be up there a second. Same thing here. If we come up here and we only know we're gonna be up here even a minute or two, or an hour or two, it's here. Let's use it and let's tie off to it and let's be safe, okay? The other one, was in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where a guy was actually wearing his harness and wearing his lanyard, and he was out shoveling snow at the IDS center, okay? But he wasn't tied off to anything. So he's shoveling snow and he falls through the skylight 65 feet down to the floor with his harness and lanyard on, okay? If you're gonna harness up and you're gonna lanyard up, use the system to tie off to things. Let's be safe, okay? These systems are here now. They're gonna be here every time you come here, all right? So let's just be safe. There are 2 examples. You know, I'm not trying to scare anybody or anything like that, but let's be safe and use this stuff. You know, we spent a lot of money putting it in, so. All right, I'll end there. If nobody's got any questions.
Thank you.
That's great, thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll let you